Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown.
Hey, it's the Building Downtown. You can follow us on social media at the Building DT. You can follow and subscribe to the show on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm your host, Jason Kelly. You can follow me at JKellyMMA. You can follow my co-host, Kirill Kasatskiy at Crow Raps. My other co-host, Amy Barton at Ames Bell. Real quick, for those of you who usually watch the show but haven't caught the last one or two, we're in a different spot because we're moving to a new location. So let's give us a few more shows. We'll have everything set up and it'll be nice and no dartboards or fucking white walls. Anyway, let's get into the man of the hour here, the man responsible for knocking off bus fares all over town. Rosenberg Raw, how's it going, my man?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? Thanks
What
for
up,
the
what up?
time. Thanks for the time. Obviously, I wish we got in this conversation over better circumstances for you, but the controversy that's going on, let's call it what it is. You got fucked last Sunday at KOTD S1. Cityy Towers, no disrespect to him at all. He didn't win the battle. He did not win the battle at all. I spoke to Copacetic Soul 2 days ago to see what's going on with the IJC, and he said it's still under review. At this stage, Thursday, September 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern time, have you heard any different?
So, I've been hearing a lot of different things from multiple different people. I know it's a big decision. It's a tough decision. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but we're just trying to be patient and give them time to correct the fuck up. You know what I mean? When I say we, me and my camp, I'm one of the biggest battlers in the whole 48 field of the tournament. I didn't have to do the tournament. I didn't need a king of the dot look. I'm with RBE. I get big battles every 2 months. And, I just wasn't thirsty for the tournament. Lush convinced me to do it. We worked out a good deal to where I got comfortable doing it. I seen the 12 rappers that were in the East. I'm like, I actually probably really would have a good chance of winning it. So that's why I did it. And I thought I was doing a favor, honestly. And what I mean by that is a lot of people who were on bigger platforms than King of the Dot, when they go over there, they shortchange them, right? Give them throw together and shit, or C effort, B effort. I felt like I was actually giving them Rosenberg. You know what I mean? And I just expect when I go over there against rappers that aren't as prestigious as me, aren't as big as me in the culture, and I take care of business, I should just be rewarded accordingly. I'm not asking for special treatment or anything like that. When you put me in the ring with an Eddie I or Cityy Towers, no disrespect to them brothers, they're talented, but there is tiers and levels of this shit. And when you put me in a ring with them and I display that, just call it how you see it. So I'm waiting for them to make a decision. It's still under review. I just got a text from Mickey Fax like 10 minutes before we started this saying, still trying to get it done. So I'm trying to give them a chance to correct it.
Okay. Now, and also too, like you said, you're not looking for the king of the dot look. I would assume with the 100K sitting at the end, you have to take a pay cut as the battles go on. Is that correct? You're not getting what your regular pay would be, you or any of the other battlers?
So I'm not sure what any of the other 47 guys negotiated, but what I will say is I know Eddie I is not getting paid what I'm getting paid. And I'm, you know what? Not Eddie's my friend, actually. He's a buddy of mine, so I don't want to keep using him. He's just a guy that I battled last week. I know XL is not getting paid what I'm getting. So, we're taking a pay cut, but the playoffs is where the pay increases when you get out to LA. And I worked out a deal to where the pay was, almost quadruple when I got to the playoffs. So to have a blemish like this in my second battle, I'm like, my specific deal with the company, I felt like, listen, if I get through the regular season and I get 2 playoff battles minimum, I made a shit ton of money. If I win, I win. If I don't, I can leave the tournament feeling like it was a success. So, it is a pay cut for the regular season, though, what I'm used to getting, yes.
Yeah. So that 100K is your main goal of being in here, right? Like you said, you're not looking
for
the
100,000. Sure, it was the 100,000. When there was no top tier dudes in the tournament, it was like, all right, you kind of like sometimes like if they would have said it was a disaster or maybe a Pat Stay, it'd be like, but there was really none of those type of names in the tournament. So it was a no-brainer.
Would you have rather been in the Grand Prix last year than this?
No, absolutely not. Their judging was worse then than it is now. They actually improved, even though it's still terrible.
Well, that's what it is. It's a first of, right? So they're learning that. That's why they did the Grand Prix, try to lay the groundwork, right? And I'm sure that it's a shitty situation, but I'm sure something good's gonna come out of it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a learning experience, and now we'll know what not to do. I honestly don't understand how could you win the rounds and get less points. We just talked to Sharon about it not so long ago, and I sort of understand it, but
Yeah,
still,
we actually just had Sharon on.
if you have
I'll help you understand. I'll help you understand.
if you won 2 rounds, how can you possibly have, like, if we go 10-point system, right? 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9.
So basically the fucking point system, if you look at it, because they can say what they want, the point system is actually to help break tiebreakers. So because 4 out of the 12 people have to advance. So if there's a bunch of tied records, how do you break the tiebreakers? Oh, let's implement a point system. I just don't think the geniuses who came up with that idea, which is not a bad idea, just didn't cross their T's and dot their I's. Can you set that down a little bit? So basically you can have a situation to where a rapper could be 0-3 at the end of the regular season, and another rapper could be 3-0, and the 0-3 guy could go to the playoffs because he has more points. I don't know. It's it's elementary. It's elementary. So I understand the intent. I know their heart's in a good place. But at the same time, these guys have been doing this for a long time. It needs to be better. It needs to be people have to have their hands in it more. Actually, what had happened with my battle is everybody was under the impression that the way I ended my 3rd round is what affected the battle. That's not what happened. What actually happened was one judge gave it to me 2-1. Another judge gave it to me 2-1. Another judge gave it to me 2-1. And then the fan vote gave it to me 81% to 19 2-1. One judge, his name is Mike G. He gave it to Cityy Towers 3-0. He gave him the first.
No.
He gave him.
Come on now.
He gave him the first round 10-9, the second round 10-9, and the third round 10-7. And that's how the scores got so fucked up. So 4 judges gave it to Rosenberg. 1 judge gave it to him. He wins the battle.
That's fucking wrong.
Points. Now, I'll even take it a step further. So Mike G is an battle rapper.
Okay.
He battles on iBattle. Cityy Towers is an iBattle rapper. He battles on iBattle. Lex Luthor has me blocked on Instagram and Twitter. He doesn't like me. I don't know why. I actually tweeted. So it was funny. It seemed like an iBattle little funny thing. And to have a scorecard of 3-0 Cityy Towers, you can't be that misguided. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by
that seems a little fishy. I watched the battle. You know what I mean? There's no fucking Cityy Towers 3-0. I know.
Well, here's another thing too. I'll give you an example. Let's reverse the whole thing. Cityy Towers got 4 judges to 1. He got the fan vote 81 to 19. The ARP gave me the battle 3-0. We'd be looking like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
ARP is not even allowed to judge Rosenberg's battles in King of the Dot. The fans don't know that.
That's
He's not allowed to.
I was gonna say.
Not allowed to.
I was gonna say.
Why would an battle rapper be allowed to judge his peer, his ally, his friend's battle, and then give it to him 3-0?
I think that's where the fuck up is. Yeah, that has to be.
All he needed was one other judge to see it different, and he would have got away with it. But the fact that every judge scorecards match all 4 of them, including the fan vote, which is 81 to 19, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Right.
How the fuck does that even happen? There should be a vetting process. As I mentioned to you, Rosenberg, I spent a lot of time covering combat sports. So did Amy, actually. We worked together for a long time covering combat sports professionally. And I know for a fact, I know fighters who fought for a long time, retired, became judges, and they're not allowed.
I don't mean to cut you off. I look a little dark. Should I get some more light?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, can you put that light on for me? Pardon me, guys. Go ahead. I'm listening. You were combat sports.
Yeah. So I know for a fact, I know fighters that fought for a long time, retired, and became judges. I know 100% for a fact they're not allowed anywhere near judging a fighter they know, a fighter they trained with, a guy that trained under them. Yeah, you look good now. Yeah, how do you fucking miss that? I mean, a guy who's involved with iBattle, that is a big fucking miss.
That's why I said, I know their heart is good, but this is elementary because, somebody's not doing their job somewhere. Somebody woke up and said, oh shit, I need 5 judges today. Yo, you want to judge? You want to judge? You want to, like, that can't happen. There's too much money on the line. Now I understand the organics and the judging committee and the judges, they already have been paid. They got their money, right? They get their money. But we are battling for this shit. Listen, I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. It's a borderline crime. And I hope they fix it. I hope they don't ruin a relationship between me and them. I know the decision wasn't on King of the Dot, but reprimanding it is.
Yes. Yeah, they do. So, I get that exactly. It's not all on them, but their name is attached to it. They have to answer some questions for it, or at least speak to the IJC about it and put them in line and tell them what the fuck they need, or stop fucking with them altogether. Because the KOTD can't just be like, oh, our hands are clean. That's
no. I mean, I actually won't let that happen. We're not just gonna do me like that again.
Amy, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Yeah. So hold up. So ARP can't judge your battles. That makes sense.
No, he cannot.
Right. But like, we had a number of guys tell us last year during the Grand Prix that like y'all could refuse to have a judge. Like, I know Diz did a time or two. I don't know who else, but like, is that the case with this? Like, can you say I don't want whoever to judge my battles?
Anytime I've hit Lush one up and say, yo, this judge can't judge my battles, he says fine. So
what happened this time?
That's a good question. So my job isn't technically to have to know who the judges are. These aren't the same 5 judges judging they have about 50 fucking judges on a panel, right?
Yep.
So it's hard to know all 50 of them. So what do I look like as a competitor if I go and say, all right, there's 50 people here, I only know 5. Yo, these 45 judges can't judge Rosenberg battles, right?
But that's not how it goes down. You know that.
No, but I know, but I'm trying to help you understand that it's not my fault for not knowing Mike G was an battle rapper.
No, I was busting your chops. I'm just asking if this time around they're letting you guys still say, I don't want this person, I don't want that.
No, yes, to answer your question, yes. And I do believe that if I would have known and said, hey, yo, Mike G can't judge my battle, I think they wouldn't have let him judge it.
Right on.
I mean, that alone should disqualify him now that comes up.
Yeah,
because if you're sticking out like that 3-0 in a battle not the battle that I watched.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No integrity whatsoever. None whatsoever.
But to my knowledge, they've had backup judges judge the battle who also all gave it to me too. So
I was just gonna say that. We just had
Sharon was one of them.
Yeah, like 20 minutes before we started with you, we did an episode with Sharon, and he was one of the ghost judges. And like he said that fucking that shit was complete bullshit. There's no way that you lost that battle.
He pretty much said you won the first 2 rounds and it doesn't matter what the fuck happened in the third.
Yeah. Right. And that's battle rap. And that's what I'm saying. You guys stop overcomplicating this thing. Like don't try to change the wheel because we end up here.
Yeah.
And what about when this would have happened to somebody who might not have had like the status of me in the game, like one of the lower tier guys in the tournament? He would have just had to fucking chalk it.
Yep.
Nobody would have cried for him. They wouldn't have fixed it for him. You know what I mean? The only fucking reason they're trying to do it is to save face because they know it'll be a thing if they don't fix it. So exactly. I'm eager to see what they do. I don't have anything good to say, and I'm just waiting.
And when's your next battle scheduled for?
The late November.
So you got almost 2 months then. Sorry, Amy, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just curious. Like, there's a lot. We've been talking for 2 years at this point about judging and having a rubric and having actual guidelines and all the shit that, they've been working on doing. So for you, if you get to set it up, I'm not asking like for fucking all the details and every rule, but like for something like, hey, I've got 50 judges, right? How do we make sure that they score accordingly, the difference between a stumble and a full-on choke? Like, because that's what happened there. They have a rule that says it's a 10-7 if you choke. If you haven't talked in 7 seconds, you choke. They have all these fucking rules. So if they make these rules to make people stick to them so that the judging in that way is consistent, they did their job because they followed that rule. Now, obviously, in the bigger picture, that didn't end up the right decision. But do you go back then to saying, okay, there's no rubric. If it's a choke to you and it's a stumble to him and it was nothing to the third guy, that's fine. Judge it however you want.
I think all right, there's a couple pieces to that question. So I think that the problem is they have all these rules in place, and the judges are picking and choosing when to enforce them.
Mm-hmm.
So, to my knowledge, they're judging on fluidity of the bars also, meaning slip ups and chokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have multiple slip ups, that can go from a 10-9 round to a 10-8. So I'll give you an example. Dub the Phenom and Ines battled before me. Ines stumbled 5 times throughout the battle.
Mm-hmm.
He scored a 140.
Mm-hmm.
I ended my third sloppy in my grace period because we're only contracted to go 2 minutes. And then we have extra 30 seconds if we want to. Yeah. Once I completed the round, anything I do after that, that's not a choke, that's extra. So yeah, I slipped up and ended my round sloppy, but everything else was flawless. And it didn't happen in the middle of my round. So how would I score lower than somebody who slipped up 5 times throughout the battle? That's because the judges are picking and choosing when to enforce certain rules. It's really, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer your question. I just think the judging system is overly flawed, especially if you have a whole bunch of different interpretations on how the rules are working. It's obvious all the judges aren't following the same. They're not perceiving the rules the same.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? You got a few judges gave Cityy the third round 10-8. Some people gave it a 10-7. So that's 2 judges perceiving what happened differently.
Yep.
I don't know. There's no perfect way to do it. There is no perfect way to do it. I mean, I can sit there and complain about the system. I don't have 1,000 solutions though. So I'm not ignorant to that, right? But at the same time, it's a lot of money on the line. And another thing too, because I hate the fact that this happened to me and I'm having to do interviews about it. This isn't my first one. It probably won't be the last too.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me look like the bitch. It makes me look like I'm crying, right? Because I have to answer these questions about it to the public. But it's unfortunate because it wasn't just a bad call. They actually declared me the winner live on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
They told the fans I won, and then 10 whole minutes passed. Like literally. It wasn't like, oh shit, no, we fucked up. Cityy won. They literally were giving him the interview, like he was interviewing about how he lost.
Yeah, with Lush.
You know what I'm saying? So they not only did a judge fuck the battle up, they botched the decision also. You know what I mean? So
see, I don't agree with that. I don't think it makes it look like you're bitching about it because this is the type of shit, especially season 1. If people aren't on their asses bringing awareness to this and demanding the change, the shit's gonna slide in the next season or later in this season. So I don't think at all. I think it's something that does need to be brought out there, talked about more and more, and put in front of the IJC's face, KOTD's face, who's ever faced, to say, like, as fans, as viewers, as consumers, we don't want this shit. Like Sharon said, he fucking turned it off after that happened. He stopped watching on Sunday, right? Like, and I mean, obviously he's a guy who really enjoys battle rap. It puts such a distaste in his mouth. He shut the fucking stream off. So this has to be talked about. I don't think anyone should take it as bitching or whining. And also the other thing too, I see people online going at Cityy. It's not City's fucking fault. Cityy Towers do this.
That's actually a good point. That you brought that up because he's a victim in it too. It's not fair to him either. You know what I'm saying? Because now you gave it to me, took it back, gave it to him, and now we're talking about taking it back from him and giving it back to me. It's like it's just like, what the fuck? How did you guys get here?
We need to hire Steve Harvey to host this shit.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And to be a Thursday with no public statement yet, at least, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, actually. So you're not till, almost 2 months away, 7 weeks away, whatever it may be. How much time are you going to give them before, you say, look, if I don't get a fucking decision by now, fuck it, I'm done.
Because you got to get ready.
You got to get prepared, right?
I got to write shit.
Yeah,
remember shit, right?
For sure. And if they don't fix it, I'm not coming back. So
Yeah.
I think that again, I'm gonna try to be patient. My patience is wearing thin. You know, I was kind of, my original feeling was that they don't get this right before they air these next battles. You know, because what we're not gonna do is air these battles on Sunday. You guys potentially could fuck up again. And now that's the topic. We're back burnering it. We're not doing that. You know what I mean? This isn't going to drag on. I also have other, you know, battles coming up, bigger battles with RBE and shit like that throughout the tournament, which I really need to focus on too, which I would rather focus on, especially if this isn't going to be straight. This is extra. You know what I mean? The tournament doesn't start until the playoffs. Let's be honest. This is all giving shit. A tournament is one and done. This season shit's cool. So, you know, I would rather not do this and go do the real battles that are, you know, doing 100+ thousands on YouTube and upping my brand and shit like that. These, you know, so I again, we'll see. We'll see if they get it right. I'll be there. If not, I won't.
Yeah. And did you enjoy I mean, it was only one battle before this, but obviously you're paying attention to it. Did you enjoy this season, the concept of it, what was going on up until this fuckery happened?
Yo, it was fun. It's fun seeing the little standings, the scoring, and you know, people trying to jump up in position and, you know, all, you know, kind of claw to get in the top 4 to get to LA, just to get into a tournament where it's one and done. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. But, you know, at this point for me, it's not so much fun. So
yeah.
yeah, but I do like the concept of it. I like what they're trying to do, man. I think it's unfortunate a lot of battle rappers backed out of it when they already agreed to do it. And, you know, again, and whoever gets that money at the end, I mean, it's going to change their life. You know what I'm saying? So it's great, man. It's great. It's a great idea. They got to get it fixed. They got to get it right.
Yeah. Now, if they don't fix this, they don't make it right, and you just say, all right, I'm done. Do you face any penalty of any sort?
That would be unfortunate if that was the case. You know, like, especially because, like, in the sense of, you know, you got to still be around these people. You know what I'm saying? You don't fuck somebody over, do them dirty, not rectify it, and then sue them.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? Like, so, so I would, you know, I don't know. My regular season money isn't significant enough that I think they would take it there. If we got to the point where they had paid me some of that playoff purse, I mean, I could understand it, but no, I mean, I can't see them doing that. My name is too good in the industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm a shitbag and people, you know, say I do bad business. My name's good. So I don't think that would be good for them. I don't think that's a good move for their business to sue me for fucking me over in a battle that I won.
No shit. Weird. Have you seen anyone online, or has anyone had the fucking nerve to say to you that they actually agree with the Cityy Towers decision? You know what's funny? As fucking corny as the battle rap community dweebs can be. Yes.
And believe it or not, like, outside of, like, I did an interview with Caps, and there was this one fucking goofball in the comment who just kept repeating, and he wrote the comment like 20 times. I hope he copied and pasted and didn't like retype it. But he just, like, every 2 minutes he would be like, yo, you lost, bro, stop crying. Yo, you lost, bro, stop crying. But no, like, outside of that, no, nobody, people have spoken out about it. Rappers have spoken out about it. I mean, I spoke to Jay Black. He texted me like, yo, that, you know, everybody knows what happened. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not like it's a secret. But no, nobody's told me I lost at all. Nobody's told me. Cityy Towers didn't think he won. Look at this fucking interview. You know what I mean? He was baffled. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the connection between him and the I battle, and knowing that it's public knowledge that me and Lex aren't cool, he has me blocked on Twitter, like Lex Luthor. Like, I actually confronted him at the event because when I woke up, if you go back, you can look, this is all timestamp. That Sunday last week, I woke up, I was in a tweet with Bill Collector, in Lex Luthor, and I went to go read the top of the thread, and I couldn't see Lex tweets. So I clicked on Lex page, and I seen I was blocked by Lex. I had seen Lex like a month before that at 15 Minutes of Fame. We were doing a versus with Swave Sever, like your best 5 battle versus best 5 battle versus type scenario. And he came in there and he gave super weird vibes, like left. So I'm like, I thought he didn't fuck with me, and then seeing he blocked me on Twitter, it kind of confirmed it. So I tweeted it, I snapshotted it, and was like, yo, I never spoke to this dude a day in my life. Look, the eye battle literally don't fuck with me. And I didn't know that Cityy Towers was an eye battler. I didn't know any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, that still got me. Yeah, I didn't know that he was an eye battler. I didn't know that me and Lex had a problem till the morning of the battle. I confronted him about it, asked him what was up. He said I'd be shitting on his brand and he didn't want to see it. I don't remember any time I would have tweeted about eye battle. I just wouldn't have no business doing that. So I told him I didn't know what he was talking about. He said I definitely have. I think he was mad because I shitted on him in the Eddie Eye battle. I told Eddie Eye, he's an eye battler where the dweebs be at. I had a bar like that. Okay. I don't know if that bothered Lex, but I know I don't really speak about him. So,
but not to a point of sabotage your battle, but your battle. You don't think that's what happened? Do you think so?
Yes, I don't think Lex actually sabotaged my battle. I think that
because he's still got to stay in this industry too, right?
Well, he has no ties to it. Look, how would he be attached to it? I'm just telling you that it was funny that I'll give you an example. He's the owner of iBattle. So if I'm sure some of these dudes that he books on his league will be friends with him, cool with him, actually have a rapport with him. They do business with him, right? To be battling an iBattler and to have an iBattler judging me and knowing that the owner of iBattle don't fuck with me enough to where he would block me on Twitter. Like that's like really petty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's definitely an issue there. Like they don't fuck with me. And it was news to me that they didn't fuck with me. So I'm not saying Lex text Mike G and say, yo, make sure you get that score right. But goddamn, if you watch the battle and you said you watched the battle.
Oh yeah.
And then when you hear Mike G having a score of 3-0, they asked him to explain why he had that. His explanation for that score was Rosenberg did nothing to win any round.
What the fuck?
Hold on. So as crazy as it would sound, when you're like, you don't think they conspired to fuck you over in that battle, do you? As crazy as that sounds, it's as crazy as his scorecard.
Yeah, see, his scorecard is really fucking him over at this point. If he's the only one and he's an iBattler and that looks really bad on him.
What I'm saying is I don't have no friends over there. You know what I mean? I don't have no friends over there. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And it's you Bill Collector, a few names very surprising to this tournament, right? And I know you've been on KOTD a few times before, but is there a reason that you worked with? I mean, in later on in your career, it's more so your RBE is like your home league, but you've done URL, all these other fucking places. Was there a reason? Did you avoid KOTD on purpose, or is it just not the looks you were ever looking for?
It was never for me. I mean, I'm a street rapper, an East Coast rapper. I come from inner city, background, and that's not the type of stuff they usually like over there. They and the shit that they do like ain't the shit that I like. So
it's fair.
And it's no diss. I understand. It's a cultural thing. You know what I'm saying? So if I go over there and I start talking this East Coast drug talk, but it's hot to me, it's hot to my peers, and it's relatable. But I got a bunch of middle class people who can't relate to that, and they're looking at me like, here goes the gangster rapper again. It's like I feel like that's the vibe. You know what I mean? Here goes wannabe tough guy Rosenberg, and it's like now, as serious as I am in that setting, I could become a joke.
Yeah.
So I knew it was never my place to be over there, right? But I've grown as a battle rapper. I've been doing this thing for almost 13 years at the highest level on the biggest cards with the biggest battlers, with the most dangerous battlers. You grow. I'm only 29 years old. I've been doing this shit since I was 15. Been on the big stages since I was 17. So I've evolved to where.
Would you say for fans' perspective, to circle back on that RBE is a happy medium between URL and KOTD?
I think you are. I think RBE is clearly the second biggest platform you can get on and do a battle. So
sure, but I'm saying as far as content, like you're saying, I'm not KOTD content guy.
Yeah, I'm saying that they might be a little bit more diverse than URL with who they book. Like they'll book a Pat Stay, they'll book a Sharon, they'll book, and these dudes are all stars, by the way, right? And very talented. They'll book an A Ward, they'll book a trying to think who like will come from the KOTD cloth. Yeah, but they'll book those kind of dudes that come from there. So they're more diverse. But I mean, I don't know if it's a median. I just think that, you know, they're a little bit more versatile in what they do than maybe URL. But also at the time too, back in the day when I wasn't really taking a lot of King of the Dot battles, they weren't really overly booking American stars like that. So, you know, and that's changed over time. Like now they've been doing that. They've been trying to do crossover battles with the battlers from over here in America and the East Coast and shit like that. And again, that's why I was more open to doing it. Because again, I've evolved as a battle rapper and that league has changed. It's not just for a certain genre of battle rap. And at one time I thought that's what King of the Dot was.
Yeah, I actually like that because KOTD is what I watch the most of. That's where my stars are. But I've been watching this shit for like 20 plus years. So I watch little bits from every fucking league, right? And outside of the KOTD, the guys see there most, you're one of the guys who I'm a big fan of. So it's interesting to see you come over here. What I really like, because you're just talking about your growth and maturity and shit, you're still bringing Rosenberg Raw to the KOT platform, but there's like a minor fucking adjustment you made for this season that it really hits a KOTD fan. You know what I mean? It's like a slight bit of humor, but you're not all jokes in this shit. Like I like one thing you said against Cityy Towers about talking about double entendres and everything else. You're like, I got one thing you lack, believability. I fucking love that because that I find too, KOTD, you get a lot of guys that you're like, you're full of shit. Stop talking about these things, right? But you know, there's other guys, especially that come from other promotions, other platforms, where they do have that believability. And I think that is a big fucking thing that works on the KOTD platform.
And I have adjusted too, just with the humor part, but still, because I'm funny, you know what I mean? A lot of people see I'm always in character and I'm serious in my rhyme, the way I approach is serious. But nah, I mean, I'm a, you know, that sarcastic humor, we do that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I just tried to add that coming into this battle, like you said, just as a minor tweak, and it's been working for me. You know what I mean? I remember when I battled Tycoon Tax on Flatline, and it was horrible for me. I mean, I really was like, and not even because Tycoon was fire. He did not do good at all, but it was just like, fuck, this isn't for me. You know what I mean? And then I kind of went out and did the bunker, and they were a little bit different than a Toronto event. And I had a little bit more success with Reverse Live. So I just think you got to be aware of where you're at, be able to adjust, and that comes with experience and talent. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm top 3 guys in this whole tournament. I truly feel like that.
Who's the other 2?
If you want to go talent wise, I think I would just do it like this because I'll give you like the top 5. Just I don't want to feel like I'm leaving anybody out. For sure, Bill Collector, Dre Dennis, the Dunch. He's fucking going to be hard to beat for anybody.
Underrated.
You said Dunch is underrated?
Yeah, chronically.
Yeah, maybe to the masses, but shit, I think I'm gonna win this shit, and I think about him. I mean, he's tough. He's a tough battler to beat, and I seen what he did to show off, and he did it effortlessly. Who else? So I got Bill, I got Dre Dennis, I got Dunch. Look, all East Coast guys, right?
No bias.
Bias.
It's like having an eye battle guy judge the battle, right?
To be fair, Bill Collector's in the North Division, right? To be fair, he's not in the East Division.
I guess.
Well, but they did that so we could possibly meet in the playoffs. They didn't want us to meet in the regular season. But
makes sense.
Yeah, Bill Collector versus Froze for 100K. Like, who would think King of the Dot would have been the league to pull that battle off?
No shit.
Nobody else has been able to pull it off. And I guess I gotta go Saint. Not a big fan of him, but he won the Grand Prix. And you know, just the fact that he won a tournament, I guess I'll use him. And then Clone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Clone's been tearing shit up over the past year or so. Ever since that
Oh,
Carter
yeah.
Deems battle, that really put him on the fucking map.
And this setting, Clone's he's a bad dude in this setting for sure.
Yeah.
Like on the RBE stage, I'd fucking dog him. But like in a small room in this setting, you know what I'm saying? He's a challenge.
Yeah, and with the Grand Prix, I think there was not like Saint. I don't think Saint was anybody's pick to win that with the other names you had in there. But I found as it went on, it's like there are ways a guy can come up and you only got to win once and you might beat out the biggest guy. You have the better day than the best guy in the tournament. You beat him out, he's fucking gone. But in this season, I've noticed it's like I don't really see an underdog fucking rising up and taking out some of these bigger fucking names, some of these veterans who have been in this shit forever. I don't think it's gonna end like that.
I think most of the final fours from each bracket is going to be filled with the guys who you think should win, the bigger names for sure.
Exactly. Certainly. Now I know you said too, you got some other things lined up with RBE for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Anything else?
We actually are about to drop an announcement. We have a November card that's actually happening in my hometown.
Oh, nice.
We got some big names on the card. It's gonna be dope.
You got a battle twice in November, if everything goes well.
That event's a week before I battle Newborn.
Jesus,
no shit,
staying busy, and that doesn't fuck up with the preparation from like platform to platform. One's a season, one's a one-off. That doesn't fuck anything up for you. Like you can just transition like that.
Yeah. So basically, it's what September 30th. So you think, right? You got the whole if you wait till late October and start writing, yeah, but like this is what separates the okay guys from the elite. I mean, you have to use your time. I literally have 6 weeks before the RBE event, and I have 7 weeks before the KOTD event. That's more than enough time to write for both of the battles. You know what I mean? So
just gotta make sure you don't mix up the verses.
No shit, eh? I'd be afraid of that. I'd be juggling fucking lines from each fucking round and shit. Messing things up.
So the cool thing is it might take a week to 2, 3-4 days to write around. It only takes a day or two to remember.
Really? How many times do you recite it in that day or two?
So I don't the reciting, I'll put it in my earphones. I record my verses.
Okay.
I write and then I record them and I play them in my AirPods all fucking day. So before you know it, and if the verse is 3 minutes long, 2 minutes and 30, especially King of the Dot verses, those are 2.5 minutes. I'll write that shit on Monday. If I play it all Tuesday, by Wednesday we could battle.
Holy shit.
If you do music correct, that's what you do. You lay a bad track, you put it in your headphones, you let it run for a few days. You see where you made the mistakes, which you need to correct. You know what I mean? Then you go back to the studio and you actually kill it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you battle too, there's like a flow to your battling. Like, you know what I mean? There's guys up there. There's some people, it's almost like stand-up comedy, or like they're just yelling for reaction, or they're stretching out bars and shit. There's actually like a fucking flow. So that makes even more sense now. You like record it, rehearse it that way. I think Ness is the only other person I've heard of doing that. Is that a common thing?
It's the way I know how to get it done. You know what I mean? I think that I was having choking issues right around like 2017. I was fucking choking every battle, like bad. And so I retired for like 2 years, literally had a whole bunch of fucking kids, and I was trying to figure out a way to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And recording it, hearing it all day while I'm working or while I'm cooking dinner or while I'm doing dishes. Like I'm literally just playing that shit. Before you know it, you start rapping the parts that come next before it even gets there. You know what I'm saying? You heard the shit. So if you think about it, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people do it, but I'm sure it's more common than, I don't think it's rare. Like I don't think I discovered anything. You know what I mean? I think more rappers probably do it than you expect. Yeah.
All right. Before we let you get out of here, what is it you want to see from the IJC? Obviously, the win overturned, the points. I assume you want. Like, what is a point score?
Solution to a similar situation.
So they scored me a 138, which would essentially eliminate me. All a couple rappers would have to do is rap okay, And I'd have to be like, get a 150 over newborn in the third, which I'm more than capable of 150 and 3-0 in newborn. That's like not a problem. But like, I shouldn't be forced to have to do that because of this fucking janky score. So I'd be overturn the loss because I won, right? I earned it. It's not something I'm asking for. It's not a favor you're doing for me. It's what I deserve. Give me my points. Scrap that last judge. Use a backup judge's score. I don't give a fuck which one it is. I'm sure he has me winning.
Yep.
So use a backup judge's use a backup judge's score. Give me my points. And then, I'll figure out the rest. I shouldn't. The third round, I have to bite that. You know what I mean? Even though I could have stopped, I should have stopped. Tried to freestyle and give a little more, and then ended up just saying fuck it. That's something I have to live with. But that shouldn't hinder how clean I was in the first 2 rounds and how clear it was. So just call it how it is. Give me my points. Put up there that I'm 2-0 because I should be.
Yep.
And I have no problem getting ready for newborn, and I have no problem and this is no disrespect. The rating, we're looking for ratings here too. There's no fucking secret to what they're trying to do. They're on a streaming platform, right? You don't not want a Rosenberg Raw in the playoffs because of a fucked up scorecard. You know what I mean? Like,
Certainly.
we want to see the best. We want to see the best of the fucking brackets in the tournament. That's what we want to see. So make it right. Do the right thing and fix it. And then also moving forward, have somebody wake up an hour earlier than he's been fucking waking up on Sunday. So when he picks the judges, he can actually know, oh shit, is an battle rapper battling today, or it's an RBE battle rapper battling today. So I can't have this guy judging. I can't have it. Do your job a little better, because to my knowledge, you're getting paid, which means it is a fucking job, which means you have an obligation. So just do it.
Yep. I couldn't agree more, my man. All right. Anything else you want to get in here before we let you get out? Anything you want to plug?
Nah, not at all. November 13th, Brick by Brick, Pennsylvania, RBE Volume 2. The early bird tickets are up. There'll be a VOD for it. You can go to RBE.com if you're on the East Coast, if you're local, if you want to travel. It's going to be a pretty dope event. I can say me and Bill Collector will be both battling on the card, but we won't be battling each other. So
take that away from KOTD. Set it up real quick.
But other than that, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Rosenberg Raw 610.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, Rosenberg.
Thanks for coming
Appreciate it a
through,
lot.
No problem.
Rosenberg Raw, Amy Barton, Kirill Kasatskiy. I'm Jay Kelly. This is Building Downtown. We out. Peace.
Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown. Building